TJ, how was it?
I'm fucking wet. It was amazing, man.
I'm wet, but not the same way you're wet. Because I just cried for cried for too long.
I saw it on bootleg. After years of listening to it and making my own imagination of what it would look like, and I got to see it. It was immaculate.
What's weird for me is I've seen it on bootleg. I saw the Tony Award performance, and for about 4 or 5 years straight, I've done nothing but listen to the soundtrack. And the fact that I saw this and there were things that blew my mind is just the best thing in the world. I cried at points that I did not expect to even cry at, and that's
the way they did the way they emphasized so many scenes and songs. There's a part with Satisfied. To see people go with it, she rewinds, obviously, it's part of the lyric, and they actually follow through with that. To choreograph what is happening within her mind, what's happening in real time, was amazing to see. Also, this whole magic circle moving floor thing.
The turntable effect is probably the single best. I've watched a lot of Broadway musicals, and there's been a lot of great set design. And granted, everybody hates that Hamilton won everything that Tony year, but that is the most ingenious set design that I have ever
it's
the set is acting basically, and it's just
There's a part where Hamilton is referencing a hurricane. Tell me why, with people and sticks, people and chairs and debris was emulated on stage of a hurricane. Just too many. Also, something that really messes both up. There is some foreshadowing in one of these transitions.
I want y'all to catch it. I'm not even gonna let you know what
ball means.
Catch that.
Have it happen. But Stand Out, Satisfied is my favorite song. But I did not expect Non-Stop to hit as hard as it did visually. I also did not expect what am I drawing blank? I literally just saw it. My second favorite song, What Did I Miss? Diggs is my boy.
I mean, Diggs is
my man's.
This man, I don't even want to. He didn't Millie Rock at any point, but the equivalent of Millie Rock is just straight foolishness on the stage, just regular modern dancing, just hopping around for no reason. It just
during the Willis pamphlet, homie was on his desk just bopping on his ass, just to embrace
straight up.
It was also real quick. What's the name of the guy that played the king?
The king. Jonathan Groff.
Learn to swallow your spit, nigga.
Yeah. Okay. So
that was disgusting.
If you have spit problems, I'm gonna go ahead and spoil it. This is a very intense zoom in on this man's saliva, where it's just I love Jonathan Groff. He is a precious soul that needs to be protected. But I did not.
It was nasty.
I did not.
Twice, bro. You delivered a line and all of it came out your mouth.
And then you can also see the fibers. Low key, amazing camera quality. But for me, two things that really threw me off. Christopher Jackson's voice is so perfect.
It was beautiful.
Theater music, when you listen to someone sing, it's cool because most of these people are really great singers, and it sounds good. You hear Idina Menzel sing Raleigh, not recorded, it still sounds good. But no one sounds exactly like the record when you hear them sing it. Christopher Jackson sounds so in key, on beat. Literally, if I played the audio from the record and the play at the same time, it's the same thing.
Exactly. Homie that is an engineer's dream right there. That is a voice you do nothing for. You literally just put in the track, maybe I like an EQ, you're done.
You don't.
Thing was flawless.
You didn't. There's no editing. His voice is just right there, and I like character. I like weird raspiness. I like voices falling and that. So, but the fact that it just stayed so consistent, he has such control. And I would have never thought that, because me knowing Christopher Jackson for years, he played Benny in The Heights, where he basically just raps the whole time, and so you don't even know how good of a singer he is, and it's just wild.
Immaculate.
It is just...
Also, shout out to the homie Leslie Odom. Oh, there's a scene where homie books it. He runs a lot actually in this thing. He sprints from here to there. But also, this man has a dancing number. For him to be able to get that choreographed down keeping time with his moves while also keeping time within the beat. That should be applauded.
I think
great.
I see Leslie Odom as a different person from this. Like, I saw Leslie like live in concert about a year or two after Hamilton had hit stage. So like he had just finished the original set and he came to Greensboro, and so I saw him sing. And it's a totally different person. You know, each of these people, they kind of emulate their, like, Anthony Ramos is kind of being himself at times. Daveed Diggs is being himself at times. Lynn is being himself at times. To see Leslie really like embody Burr, like,
do not tell him nothing.
Yeah, it's just. And then for me too, like, I like Wait For It. Like, I'm not saying it's like a terrible song or like, but I don't. When I think of, when somebody says to me like, what's your favorite Hamilton song, or like what impacted you the most, I never really think about Wait For It. And like
until this,
I bawled. When I say I cry, and I knew I had warned TJ. I was like, look, I'm gonna cry like 2-3 times on this. I knew I was gonna die during Stay Alive reprise. I knew I was gonna die. I knew I was gonna cry during Stay Alive reprise. I knew I was gonna cry like at the end, and I thought I'd cry in the beginning. I didn't, but like I bawled during Wait For It because it was just so good. It was like, I call them in-game tears now, where like you're just overwhelmed with excitement and you're just so happy that you're just like, shit.
It was flawless.
And you just cry. Like, for me, Lynn's like my favorite like modern creator of plays. Sondheim is probably like my all-time favorite, but like to see this and to see it done so well just like brings me joy. Like, I'm so happy. I feel warm inside. It's great.
I'm trying to like give like a really like a big immaculate word, but no, that was just really good. It's one of the situations where like, one, glad to saw it, glad to see it, glad to be alive to actually witness that. Actually, this is the closest I'm ever gonna get to seeing it live with the original cast. But also just like, this is, I think you made a good point. This is a good motivating piece as well. Yeah. This is planting a lot of seeds in the future. Also, again, acknowledge Lynn, what he did, not just, I guess, Broadway or musicals in general, but also I feel like to music, to hip hop. He gave it a whole nother depth that we've never seen before.
I think a cool thing was, I don't remember if it was Jasmine Cephas or if it's, I don't remember which person said it. I want to say it was Jasmine Cephas, but somebody was saying the other day, like, one of their most moving moments was having Busta Rhymes come in. I've heard, Anthony talk about being able to meet Jay-Z. Mm-hmm. I've heard all these people go down list of like, Biz Markie coming through, like, just like all of these people coming through and validating the crap out of something that's like, first off, hip hop and musicals don't often make sense.
On paper, it don't make no sense.
It happens, but it doesn't always make sense. And then it's a freaking history play. Like, none of that really makes sense together, but they did it. And I think if you ever, which I mean, I know you did, but like, if you ever break down the music of Hamilton, there are so many nods to like fantastic, great like artists.
Even a nod to battle rap, which was a great thing to see.
And I like how they did that. They cut the quality audio and made it very raw. Like, I'm giving you an actual mic and you're going to just rap in this. No real heavy orchestra background music. Like,
they did a fourth wall.
This is literally like, stop for a second. Battle rap real quick. I don't know why we're pulling mics out of boxes. Is that a thing?
Just pulling mics out of boxes?
Yeah, they like
some mics get held in boxes, yeah.
That was so dramatic.
That ritual itself, I don't think is a thing.
Okay, I didn't.
The idea of a mic being in a box, that's
I like that they made that
common.
so raw.
For one of the cabinet battles, they addressed the crowd like fourth wall breaking, really hyped them up. The idea of like, this is an actual, it's a political debate, but this is a battle where simulating gets like hip hop and whatnot. That was nice to see. Also, just how each character had a unique pocket, a unique tempo that would collide with one another every now and then. That was just great storytelling in a music sense.
I liked how raw it is, and then I just appreciate having the visual, because like, we know that there's I don't even know what to call them, but like, I call them like musical clauses. That's just me making up words. Where there's a sound that each character has.
A leitmotif. Well, an element of a leitmotif.
Okay, so cool. It's like writing. I didn't understand that, but like, I like that the visual of that, like seeing someone in the shadow on the left-hand side. Like you might hear like, okay, that's like Eliza's little like key, but she's up there like writing a letter. And it's not even important to what's going on. But, like
certain phrases and actions would rise elements of their themes all over the place.
Yeah,
it's first off, that is incredibly frustrating to write consistently, because depending on, for example, he would have to go from start to finish, and if each character did the exact same thing in music.
Yeah.
That's crazy. Also, I loved how he gave us like the era of time music wise, but would never stray from like some hip hop drums or boom bap elements, or even the record scratch elements. Even a fucking 808 in there every now and then. Like, it was just all around. It was kind of like he reset the idea of what music composition could be.
I think, that was something David was saying, that like there's an element of storytelling that's necessary in the composition of music for musicals. There are certain like archaic like things that have to be constructed properly. Like a finale has to have certain like rises and falls for it to be proper for a finale.
Right.
An intro has to have certain like breakdowns. So like you have like normally talking, but of course, you know, this musical doesn't really have a lot of talking. But all those things are necessary. And he was like, I like that you still have that traditional storytelling like arc within hip hop, and it's not forcing it to be like, you know, the way that people tell stories with rap. Like it's not forcing it to be like, it's still it's traditional musical storytelling.
It's kind of broken if you think about it. Like, think of it like how the linear format of like any hip hop thing is related. They kind of break it in many places to get the point across.
They had to basically break both ends. Like, all right, this is how you make
different
a musical
pieces and whatnot. This was an experience I'll never forget. I'm gonna watch this probably until they ever take it off. Which if they want to see me with these hands, they will never do that.
I was about to say, I think I'll riot at that point, and then we're gonna have some problems, Disney. Gonna have some...
If you were to rate it, 1 to 5 stars,
I'd give it 5 stars. There are things that auditorily bothered me, and this is gonna sound so pretentious.
Moments that feel like winded, or just choices?
Choices.
Okay.
This is gonna sound so pretentious. I was that jerk in like theater where someone would decide to say a phrase differently one night, and I turned to them like afterwards and be like, that was not your line.
You said it wrong.
Like, that's not your line. You said it wrong. There's about 4 times somebody just straight up ad-libbed something, and it wasn't anything important. And so I'm like, I'm fine with it. Like the last thing that's in my head, because I just rewatched it again, is in What Did I Miss? When they asked him where he was, and he doesn't say France, France.
Yeah.
He says France.
What?
And I'm like,
that don't hit.
What? Like literally, what are you talking about? So I mean, I get it. There's creative differences, and also, to be honest, we don't even know what was actually, like, Lynn is such a loose person. I don't know what was actually written. And if that day when they recorded, David said duh, and like then they just went with something else later. So like
whatever was recorded was probably not said on stage every time he did.
Yeah, so like I'm giving it 5 stars, but I will admit that like also from like the first time when the soundtrack was released, this is crazy, but it's the truth. I can genuinely say that I listened to that soundtrack every single day for about 1.5 years. I remember the first day that I did not listen to it, and it felt weird. Because I was like, something's off, and I realized I have not listened to that. So like every little sound, like I can make the background like violin noises. Like I know this musical in and out, and so I'm just being pretentious. But like that's my only complaint, and that's not even a complaint because I love seeing David Diggs, Anthony Ramos, like all of them bring their personality into this.
That was nice to see as well. It kind of added more depth to the characters. So when I heard the songs again, it was almost hearing it for the first time.
Yeah.
I would also give this a 5-star nut.
There we go again.
And TJ.
I'm Frannie.
That's when G was reviews, I guess.